Hello everyone, I'm That One Spartan 3, and today I want to talk about the Halo Infinite campaign overview that came out last week. I know I am late to the party, and I blame family holidays for that. But to be fair, I don't think anybody was expecting a campaign info drop so sudden. But I'm here now, and I'm gonna talk about it now. But without delay, let us begin to look at what 343 has given us. The video starts off with Cortana giving a narration saying that Halo has been about the Master Chief and Cortana protecting humanity, but of course that is now a distant memory, and now humanity is fighting to survive, and the Banished have risen up and taken control of a Halo ring, and that we need a saviour, hope, and we need John 117. This introduction is a pretty nice one that gives a small summary of what Halo's story was about, and what it is now, and gives new players a bit of understanding of what Halo's story used to be about. Obviously not a lot, but it's something that gives them an idea. We get a shot of Chief jumping out of the Pelican and onto Zeta Halo. I'd imagine it's more as an introduction cutscene as to when you first step on the ring. And then there's shots of the environment, such as the large Banished stronghold, a Forerunner structure, and behind the Forerunner structure is some crashed ship, and what looks like a crashed Guardian from Halo 5 in the distance. A very cool nod to Halo 5. What that Guardian, or potential Guardian, is doing there, we do not know just yet. We also get a shot of some damaged environment as to what the Banished have done, while also seeing some of the creatures that roam around the environment. Again, a pretty nice shot. And then we also get a interior Forerunner shot of Banished all over the place. Like, they've got their structures set up, like barriers and technology. It's a very interesting clash of two architect styles, because with Forerunner it's more elegant and advanced, and then of course when you have the Banished, when they're led by brutes, it's very well brutish. I'd say the brutes sort of style is pretty similar to Orcs in 40k, like bash things together and off you go. Only difference between the brutes and Orcs is Orcs, you can literally think it can work and it will work, whereas the Banished, they of course have to rely on proper components. After looking at some beautiful scenery, we get some combat against some Banished forces, and as you can see, the grapple shot is laying out some electrical damage, which is stunning the brute. This is obviously part of the game's equipment upgrade system, which I will go over later in the video. The next shots after that are more landscape shots, but this time in the player's camera instead of theatre mode camera, with Chief being at a Banshee in the area that was shown off in 2020, and in a Warthog running over a Jackal, with more narration from Cortana on it saying that Chief's first mission is to retrieve a new AI who's named the Weapon. But I'm calling her Cortana Jr. because it's a better name to give than the Weapon. And then of course the narration continues with what sounds like is a part of the story, which is what happened to Cortana after the events of Halo 5. I think this is a good thing to have, because the events of Halo 5 to me felt like they are going nowhere at this point. What are the Guardians doing now if something has happened to Cortana? Hopefully we'll get some answers to that in the game.
I was created to lock down Cortana, but I don't know why. What did she do that was so wrong?
Oh, you know, cured her rampancy and claiming the mantle of responsibility and sending Guardians to EMP planets such as Earth and other human colonies, leaving them completely defenseless. That's what she did wrong. We get a look at how we can request vehicles and also weapons. This is a good feature to add, especially for open world games, where you pretty much have full freedom on where you can go and what you can take with you. That's a good thing to have. I really like that a lot. Then we also get some footage of the player flying the Wasp until he reaches a Banished mining facility by the looks of it, and jumps out of the Wasp to pull out a rocket launcher and kill whatever is standing in his way. And then there's a shot of the Jackal sniper, whose auras is menacing to face in Legendary thanks to Halo 2 PTSD or any Halo game that had god-aimed Jackal snipers. But I will say though, like, given a very good close-up of the Jackals in this shot, they are looking much more better than what Halo 4 and 5 did for the Jackals. Like, of course, like, the Elites also had a similar treatment where their race was entirely changed altogether, which is of course for the best. We get more narration from Cortana about the Banished and how they have full control of the ring and that they are hunting down Chief, along with a new look of Escharum in hologram form. It does look nice. And then immediately after we get a shot of a brute berserker ripping open a door and throwing one of the door pieces across the room past Chief, and then some gameplay of Chief killing the berserker only to reveal Craig 2.0. He do be looking better than we last saw him last year. Good on you, Craig. But after that little shot, we get a look at pretty much Chief freeing some Marines from imprisonment. This, of course, is something you can stumble upon in the world at random, allowing you to get more resources and have more men fight the Banished. And then once the Marines are saved, the Warhog is immediately driven off the cliff edge. And I'm sure those Marines felt more safe before Chief showed up. We also get to look at a boss fight between Chief and a named Brute with a jetpack. Boss fights in Halo as a whole has not had the best way of making boss fights, in my opinion. Like, if I was to rank all the boss fights from best to worst, I'd put Tartarus at first because he felt like a good enough boss to fight. And then I'd put the Didact boss fight at the very bottom because that was nothing more than press button to watch something happen. But with Halo Infinite, I can see it do a lot more with boss fights, as we'll see some good examples later on. We now get a better look at the TAC map, which looks fantastic. It shows you what missions are available to you, there's collectibles, and there's other options you can choose from, such as upgrades to upgrade your equipment, FOBs, forward operation bases, which I'll imagine is probably just a list of bases you've collected, I would imagine. Targets, which is going to relate to boss fights, or like high value targets that you're going to kill or have killed. And database, which is more than likely to be the lore tabs on locations, structures, enemies, and so on. And then we have an example on ransom keeps, which looks like a small base you can go raid and destroy in any way you see fit. This, of course, is just another activity within the world that you can do just to get more upgrades for your arsenal and your abilities. And speaking of upgrades, we also get a look at how you can upgrade your equipment, and the available options that we see are the grapple shot, shield core, threat sensor, drop wall, and thruster. All of these can be upgraded with unique traits, such as the thruster, for example, at max upgrade, giving you an active camouflage, and earlier we saw the grapple shot doing electrical damage. And to pretty much finish off the base destroying part, we get a moment where a tank comes out to play and destroys a phantom. We then get a moment where Chief takes out a Banshee midair with a skewer and steals another Banshee for himself, which is a nice little display of what kind of tricks you can do. But I'm sure the Halo community will do even crazier stunts with just a mongoose. Let's be real. It's gonna happen. We also get a look at a new enemy type called Skimmers. They are very small, and I am interested to see how they fight. I'd imagine they might be similar to like the drone, but probably play a little bit more different than them. And then we get a glimpse of the Spartan killer, Jaeger Odomni, and he looks very intimidating. Like, I imagine that when we do fight him as a boss fight, he's going to be the type of boss that will strike without warning, using the shadows to his advantage. That would be really cool to have as a boss fight. And then we are given a glimpse of something else that we may be fighting later on in the game. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but whatever it is, hopefully it's something that may shock players. And for the end, we get Chief jumping off a building in style, as he is catched by the Pelican along with Cortana's narration, welcoming us to the new era of Halo. And without a doubt, I welcome this new era of Halo to the Halo community, because the campaign overview was amazing to watch. The multiplayer is fun, and I think, overall, Halo Infinite will do well for itself. So that was my overall thoughts on the campaign overview. But to end the video, I'm going to talk about my upcoming plans, starting with Twitch. I'm going to be on there a bit more because I want to start with a Halo marathon, where I start by playing Halo Combat Evolved all the way up to Halo Wars 2 in celebration of Halo's 20-year anniversary. And I hope to complete all the games before Halo Infinite releases, and when Halo Infinite releases, you bet your ass I'm streaming that game to death. But fret not, I will still be making content for the channel. It might just take a bit longer to upload a video here is all. My Halo Marathon should start as this video comes out, so if you want to see me on Twitch, the link will be in the description below, as well as my Twitter for updates and memes. And with that, it's time to end the video. So, thank you all for watching. If you ended up liking the video, do like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, comment down below what you guys thought, and share this video out to help the channel grow. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.